Mariana, we would go down just like Holy Mary.
Hello! Let me tell you, when it's about ghosts, I'm completely autistic and mentally unstable. What am I doing with my life, man? Okay, dress up is over. Okay, now. Welcome to a new video on my channel, and as you probably have guessed, today's video is about ghosts! Yay! 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 Alright, let's begin. So now, most jokes aside, today we will talk about the band Ghost. This video is for the people who don't know the band. I mean, the people who don't know the band will probably have already clicked away after this weird introduction, but no matter, just ignore it. Let's talk about the band Ghost for the third time. So, in today's video I'm going to his history, the singer, who the band really is, where it came from, how it evolved over the years, and where it is right here, right now. The people who know, alright. Let me have this. As a little explanation in front, Ghost is not to take seriously. It's a fun experience. You have something to laugh, something to be kind of horny at, like some people are, but it's a fun experience. Like when you go to the so-called rituals, which are the shows, you cannot go there without laughing once. Like Tobias as Papa has such a funny stage presence. He goofs around and people scream "Daddy," and it's all so funny. So take it with a grain of salt. Ghost is a fun experience, and if anyone is saying to me blasphemy, oh, it's about Satan, it's evil, then this video probably isn't for you, please. So let's begin. So, as an explanation, what is Ghost? Where did the band came from? It's a band founded in Linköping, Sweden in 2006 by Tobias Forge, or the Americans call Tobias Forge. I would take the Swedish pronunciation Forge. And please excuse my German accent. English is not the language I was born with, but I will try to explain it in the best way possible. I'm going to go through all the albums. But now, as I said, found in 2006, Linköping. Tobias Forge was already a singer. He had some bands. His first really band was Repugnant, which was a death metal band, which is funny when you consider how Ghost sounds. Not really in that type of genre, but he always was a metalhead due to his brother, who taught him metal and rock at a very young age. Sebastian Forge was his name, and he grew up in a, not so nice childhood. He had a lot of problems with his school teacher, but if you are interested in his past, there are a lot of interviews on YouTube where he talks about it really in detail, much more than I could explain. But 2006 he sat around with some friends and he came up with an idea. A band with a satanic pope, like a priest, and ghouls that are masked and that you cannot recognize, and it's all just dark and eerie. So, in 2010, the first real album dropped. Right before that, he dropped a small demo tape on MySpace back then, and it started to gain a lot of attention quickly. People wanted it to become a record, to become a real thing, because people already loved what they hear. And right at the time where it all blew up, Tobias' brother passed away due to an unknown heart disease. This, of course, has completely torn him down, because his brother was his big inspiration and he looked up to him. But this gave him power to do what he wanted, to push anything that he has into Ghost. And the first ever album dropped, Opus Eponymous, the first record from Ghost. Of course, because I own every album, I can show it to you. Opus Eponymous was really dark and it had a cool 70s to 90s style, but yeah, 70s, 80s. It was really old school hard rock with metal elements, which is a thing you are going to hear more often because that's quintessentially what Ghost is. Ghost would say pop hymn. People talk all about it every day, every night, what kind of genre Ghost is, because some metal fans say, no, it isn't metal, it's bad. But the first album, a lot of Ghost purists, like the fans of the first hour, they really dig this. And I think that this was the best thing Ghost ever did. The singer, who got presented in Würzburg, it was? Where was the first Ghost show? It was in Germany, and it was a disaster for him. He already told the story about that. Was Papa Emeritus the first. Fans call him Primo. He was the first ever Papa. Like a really cheap mask. It all looked like, oh, so basic and self-made, but it had character. It was the original Ghost. Not high production, just a bit underground. He was never on the really big stage. Like Ghost was really just at the bottom. But 2 years later, at a show, I think it was in Linköping, a new Papa went on stage, and his name was Papa Emeritus Secundo, Papa Emeritus II. And in 2012, they have released in Festissimum, whatever you want to pronounce it. It got even darker and a bit heavier. It's really a scary sound. You could hear like some songs in horror movies. It has a nice dark setting. Of course, the most well-known song from this album is Year Zero. Also a sound that went viral on TikTok and no one knows that it was from Ghost, but well, it's an amazing album. Personally, from all the Ghost albums, it's my least favorite, but of course, I still think it's an amazing piece of work and it's just awesome. I dig it really, and every time an old school song comes on, you just have to enjoy it. The shows got bigger and bigger. With Secundo, it was a bit more high quality everything, and of course then he started to add lore with him without face paint. And just as a disclaimer, every Papa is Tobias Foye. He plays everyone. Even though he didn't want to do the singer in the first place, he tried to hire someone else, but no one agreed for the idea, and so he said, screw it, I'm gonna do it myself. So Papa II and Festissimum it put Ghost out there, but it was never the really big breakthrough. The first album was about just Satan, it was just dark and should be evil. The second one was about the rise of the Antichrist and how he got born. And then 2015, you can see it's like every 2 to 3 years. Then, just one thing. Before the third album dropped, he did the first cover album called If You Have Ghosts, with really amazing covers. If You Have Ghost, I'm a Marionette from ABBA, Crucified, Waiting for the Night, and there's a live version of the song Secular Haze. But then, Papa Emeritus III rose, Terzo, as fans call him, with Meliora. This album was an absolute breakthrough. Let me just say, the song Cerise was the first Ghost song to make him win the Grammys. There are some funny videos of him with the ghouls being on stage and everything, and like, hey, we are Ghost. And it's just funny to see how all the people are like, what? Who are they? But it was amazing. It's a really dark album. It's about the Antichrist walking onto the earth, and it got a really spooky vibe to it. And it's just, some people call this Scooby-Doo chase music, some evil tongues, but it's an amazing album and it's really fun to listen to. It's an experience all the way from the start, from Spirit all the way to Deuce in Absentia, which is a really dark and sad downfall. And it's, of course, with famous songs like He Is, it sounds like a Christian Catholic church song, and when you listen to it and don't know how it goes, you would think, oh, it's about God. No, it isn't. But amazing album. Here in this one is also included the cover album that dropped after this. Pope Star, it was called. forgot for a second. Pope Star, of course, funny joke, haha. And even though it was a cover album, it brought out one of the most important songs for Ghost ever, Square Hammer. This song completely blew up. It's an absolute amazing song. So many people who are not even fans of Ghost just love the song. It was the first really big hit that could play on radio and everything. Like, the Papa Free era really put Ghost out there into the world, and it was a big success. Even though something bad has happened. As I said, everyone knows Ghost singer is Tobias Forge, but it was not known until then. No one knew who played in the band, who sings in it. Some people already knew because they recognized his song, his voice, but not everyone knew really. Until the lawsuit, the legendary lawsuit, I will not go into this in detail because just look it up, it's messed up and completely difficult to explain. But some band members sued Tobias for some financial legal reasons, and it's all a bit complicated mess. But then, of course, the identities got out there, and ever since then, everyone knew Tobias. He never wanted to show himself, which has changed now, but more on that later. But then everyone knew Tobias Forge is the frontman. And then, in 2018 it was? 17, 18? Sometimes I mess some things up. Oh no, this was around 2016, 17. I think 2017 where the live album dropped. Ceremony and Devotion. It was the first live album Ghost ever did. It was amazing. With a show from California. I don't remember in what venue, but it's really an amazing album. Like, more on live albums later. But it was the first live album and it was really amazing. This is the new version of the album cover. There was a different one with something there. Censored, but anyway. So in 2018, now we come to my vinyls. Ghost dropped Big Gal. It was the biggest change for Ghost ever. For the first time, it was not a Papa, it was Cardinal Copia. A new guy from a different bloodline. It was around that time where Ghost started the lore. The backstory, the chapter videos on YouTube, which are comedically funny and really high production, where they started to act like a mother and a father too, and a bloodline that the first Papas were all siblings, and then there is a father, Papa Nihil, Papa Zero, more on him later, Sister Imperator, the head of the Ghost clergy, filmed in a mausoleum in America. And this was Brickell. The first album that really has a big concept. It's about, well, death in Europe, about the Black Plague, and it's a really dark and mysterious album. Where can I put it? It's quite big. It was about death and how it was not really about Satan, it was more about the evil inside of the people, or the rhyme. Sorry for my bad English. It's just dark and some songs are completely different. It was, a lot of people say, the best Ghost album ever. It had a concept from the beginning, from like Rats to from Rats all the way to the end to Life Eternal. It was a completely, it's a journey when you listen to it. Like songs like Dance Macabre, which is a happy dance parody song, and you think like, yeah, and then it's about people dancing till they die. Well, that escalated quickly. Of course, some heavy bangers like Faith, amazing unnarrated songs like Witch Image and See the Light, and of course the amazing instrumental Miasma and Helvetensfonster. Amazing songs. I absolutely dig them, and I still play them live today, especially Miasma, for a really big reason. It's an awesome record. It's a completely journey full of emotions, and the stage presence has changed completely, beautifully. But Copia, a lot of early Ghost fans were like, where's Papa? Like, we do not have Papa Emeritus anymore. Who is this guy? Well, lore kept on going, and we later found out that his father is Papa Nihil, who was a singer. who was the original singer of Ghost, in 1969. And he released a 2-song album, 3 songs, a 2-song album called 7 Inches of Satanic Panic. A little vinyl, and it got 2 songs. We got a music video for one, Kiss the Go-Goat, a song that's really like catchy and 60s vibe and party and Satan, you know, typical Ghost stuff, like in a really funny way. So Kiss the Go-Goat was just funny and ridiculous, and everyone was like, who is the singer in the music video? This song was not the interesting one. Kiss the Go-Goat was made to be the lead song for this 2-song album. And there was another song. You probably have heard of it. It's called Mary on a Cross. Oh man, who does not know this song? It got released in 2019 on Friday the 13th. I do not remember the exact date. I think it was in March. But I listened to it right before this song came out. I became a Ghost fan. I came into the prequel era in 2019, and a few weeks after I found Ghost, this got released. And when I first heard Mary on a Cross, I was totally in love. I was like, this is such an amazing song. Well, people found out about this song many years later when it completely blew up on TikTok and social media. It went famous. No one on TikTok knew who Ghost was, but everybody loved the song and were like, oh, it's so beautiful. And they are using the song under like Christian videos. Who's gonna tell them? It's about smoking pot and sucking. Forget about it. But well, amazing songs, and as soon as they got performed live, everyone already loved it. And both songs are now really important for the shows. Of course, after Mary on a Cross blew up and a lot of new people found Ghost, this song will be totally forever in their set list. But sometime after 2019, of March 2020, Tobias Fourier had birthday. And he performed a gig, the final gig named Death, in Mexico. Something happened there though. Papa Nihil, who always played the saxophone in the miasma solo at the end, passed away. He just, after his solo, fell on his back. Doctors rushed to the stage. Everyone thought, what has happened? Copia came on stage and something happened. We got Papa Emeritus 4. Oh boy, when I first saw him, I was in love. And when I saw him live 2 times, I was even more in love. Papa 4 is the GOAT. He's the GOAT. But after the release and the presentation of him, everything went quiet. And why? Yeah, because of some... Well, I will leave this uncommented. But everyone knows what happened in 2020. So nothing for Ghost. No band could go on tour. The new album was nowhere to be found. He wanted to release it right when a tour was able to start, and so we waited and waited. Then a little weird thing happened called Halloween Kills. And before it got released, we got something. I went on Spotify and found this. Hunter's Moon by Ghost. Well, Ghost made the end credit song for the movie Halloween Kills. And it was a banger. The first time I listened to it, I was in love. It was just, finally Ghost music after years of waiting. What felt like years. Like nothing happened. No one posted anything at Ghost. Like just, well, here it is Papa 4, but nothing more. And then Hunter's Moon. Everyone freaked out. The Ghost hype was back again. And then we thought, cool, where's the album? So, a few months later, we got another single Call Me Little Sunshine, a beautiful and dark, slow-paced, heavy song. And the music video, it's great. Like every time Ghost releases something new, it's a big thing. Like people are gonna talk about it every time. So we had 2 singles. And on the 11th of March 2022, we got it. Impera. My so far favorite Ghost album. Of course, it's the latest one, but here we have it. And I remember the night before the album dropped, Impera, we got the release ritual on YouTube, which was a live stream, where he played Papa 4 some new songs. First, we got Kaiserion, a powerful, emotional, cool arena rock opener that's just giving good vibes. Like when you hear it live, you freak out. It's such an amazing opener. Followed by Hunter's Moon, Call Me Little Sunshine, songs we already know. And then I remember I was watching the stream on my TV, Spillways. Oh boy, Spillways. I cannot fathom how much I love this song. It was always my favorite Ghost song ever since I first heard it in this live stream, getting performed live, and I couldn't wait for the album. Spillways has an amazing new music video that I can give out to you. When you don't know the band, watch this music video. It's an amazing introduction to what to expect from Ghost. It's an emotional song that's also powerful and encouraging. It's dark, it has evil lyrics, but really talks about the darkness that all overflows that we have inside of us, and it's just a great song. And then the music video dropped, and the entire rest of the album is just brilliant. Respite on the Spitalfields, a song about Jack the Ripper. Just look it up, really. I can talk about the songs all I want, but please listen to them. They are awesome. So, the Impera tour was over. I went to the Lanxess Arena in Cologne and to Ruhrkongress Bochum, to both shows, and I was standing right in the first row, and it was amazing. In both shows I was right at front, in front of Papa, and it was such an amazing experience. It was great. Sometime later, we got a new album. Phantomime, a cover album that I can happily say, could you see it? No, you cannot. I have the golden, here's apart from the Spillways music video, by the way. I have the golden vinyl, and we got this album teased on Easter because of a music video called Jesus He Knows Me, an amazing Genesis cover with a new character added to the lore, Jim the Frog. And it's just fun to enjoy and to look at. It's brilliant. The music video is so fun. But, well, after this album got dropped, nothing happened. Nothing. Complete silence. It was over. I think the album dropped it was 2023, I think. Yeah, around that. But that's it pretty much. Yeah, it was in 2023. And then nothing, complete silence. Well, and after some time, after no one knows what will happen, who will the next Papa be, and what happens to Papa 4, Tobias Fourier announced right here, right now, as fans call it, Goovy, the Ghost movie, in cinemas worldwide. And oh boy, the anticipation was big. Everyone was excited, like a Ghost cinema movie. It got filmed in the Kia Forum in LA right at the end of the last Impera tour, and people were like confused because on these 2 shows phones were banned. You couldn't film or make photos, so people were like, something big is going to happen there, and they filmed the movie. The movie, of course, is picking up on the Ghost lore. I can really tell you, watch it, it's great. It tells us the backstory of the family situation with Copia, who is now Papa 4. It tells the story about his father, who actually recorded not only these two, but a third song called The Future is a Foreign Land. The song played in the end credits of the movie, and it was beautiful. Hearing it for the first time in the cinema, it was great. And not only did they film the movie, they also recorded the live album. Yes, the official Right Here, Right Now soundtrack was the second live album Ghost has ever produced. Of course, now featuring live versions of Spillways, Mariana Cross, Dance Macabre, Favorites, and all the songs that people love. I sadly do not have a version of it here in my hand, so I can only show you a picture. But well, the movie was amazing. But of course, the movie ended by a big cliffhanger. We all have expected to see the next pup, but no. We all were like, will Papa 4 die? Will someone get resurrected, like Terzo? No, this has not happened. We got a silhouette behind the door. Papa 4's mother, Sister Imperator, who was head of the clergy, has passed away, and she had flashbacks right before her eyes. That Copia, our Papa, had a twin brother. Who? And he is going to be the next Papa. Then she passed away and he got elected to Frata Imperator and is now head of the clergy. So everyone was waiting for Papa 5. Who is he? How does he look like? Well, after the movie, silence, nothing happened. Just a chapter video. Again, where we thought, yeah, finally, Papa 5. Oh no, he cannot go through the door because the door is stuck. Here is the tour. So we got the dates for the Ghost World Tour, the biggest tour they ever did. But we didn't even get a name on how the tour was called. So another cliffhanger. The people were mad. Every time Ghost posted something, everybody freaked out. And then it was just an announce for merchandise. Until some weird things started happening. Black Sabbath announced their final tour ever, and in the additional performances, you saw a name, Papa V Perpetua. Oh. Finally, the new Papa, we have his name. After that, a weird playlist popped up on Spotify called V is Coming. And when you read the first letters of the songs in the playlist, you got Satanized. Oh boy, people found out really quickly. Some people saying this is the name of the new album, of a new single, the name of the world tour. People didn't know. Until a very weird live stream started called Fumatacast, where they just filmed a billboard for some days and people sat there and have watched a billboard with the text V is coming. Yeah, people love Ghost. They will watch a billboard for some days straight. A lot of funny things have happened in live chat, it was hilarious. But everyone was anticipating what is going to happen. We are going to get the new Papa. And then the live stream ended and we got here the premiere of a new music video called Satanized. An old school style music video it looks like an old horror movie about a monk who is feeling like he's possessed by the devil or a demon. And while we were all watching this, we were like, where's the Papa? Funny enough, the entire band actually acted in the music video, like Tobias played the priest and the entire band of ghouls played the monks, and at the first watch I didn't realize this until someone pointed it out. Hilarious. And right at the end of the video, oh, there he is, Papa 5 Perpetua, the current brand new Papa, and for the first time ever Tobias is not using an entire silicone mask that is over his head. Finally. Wow, didn't expect that to happen, but he always complained about breathing issues, and Well, this was the best thing he could do about it. It's just a half mask and the rest is face paint. And so now at live shows we are going to see him sing and talk way more clearly, and I think the audio and sound and his voice is gonna be way better than it ever was. And he looks beautiful. Of course, the song Satanized, amazing song, amazing sound, it's brilliant, it's beautiful. And we got the next title for the album, called Skeletor. Not an album about the rise and fall of empires like Impera was, no. It's a song about yourself, about things you regret, love, dealing with your own mind, and it's gonna be dark and more personal. So, what about the lore? How will Papa 5 fit into the ghost world? Well, we don't know anything about him, neither his personality or anything. All we know is that he is Copia's twin brother. But well, Ghost Tobias Foye announced today that at some point the ghost lore and the storytelling will have an end. Sad, but I have to say understandable. At the end of the day, it's a band, and if you only love the band because of the lore, of course, it was a big thing that helped Ghost gain more attention, because what band does this other than Ghost? But, well, at some point, how longer do you want to make the bloodline? How much story you want to put into it and plot twists? Some people are speculating that he is going to be the last ever Papa, that he's going to stay singer. I'm not sure, maybe, but we will see. The tour is about to start. I will be there on the 14th of May 2025 in Oberhausen in the Rudolf Weber Arena. Can't wait for that. Sadly, we only have seating tickets, but the prices blew up really much. But we will see. For me, Ghost is an absolute fun experience, I can guarantee to any one of you, and for you to just enjoy. How does the future for Ghost look like? We don't know. All I can say is, I hope you have enjoyed this video and I could help a bit to explain the lore and the history, and the band is not old. Like, we don't know how the future looks like. For us, the future is a foreign land. Sorry, but you know what I mean. We will see how the story goes. So, have fun everybody, and we will see us next time. Bye! Goodbye!